Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 book marketing mistakes that authors make. These are mistakes that I've made. These are mistakes that I've seen other authors make that I work with or that I just have seen online. So I think it's really important to look at these mistakes and what we should be doing instead to have the most success possible with selling our books. So let's just dive right in. The first one is really common, and it's just not thinking about marketing soon enough. A lot of us, our book comes out and we're like, oh yeah, we have to market it. And I think that as self-publishing grows, as social media as a way of marketing has grown a lot, it's not as shocking anymore when you release a book that you do have to market it. But I definitely went through this with my first book where I released it and thought, yeah, people are just gonna buy it. And I didn't have any marketing plan or launch strategy or anything lined up. I made very few sales because of it. If this is you, that is okay, and it's not too late. I definitely think a book can sell after it's been out for a little while if you haven't been marketing it or pushing it that much. But now, today is the perfect time to get that started, to think about your strategy, to experiment with new things and new platforms, and just research as much as possible when it comes to book marketing. The second thing is similar, but it's treating your book as a hobby versus a business. Now, you might treat it as a hobby because you see it as a hobby, and that's perfectly okay. I'm not saying that that's wrong to not treat it as a business. It just depends on what your goals are. If you enjoy writing as a hobby and just wanted to publish some books and you don't envision, thousands or even millions of sales, that is okay. And writing and publishing is a wonderful hobby. But if you do have goals of lots of sales or making this your full-time career, you have to treat it as a business, which leads me into number 3, not investing in your business, which is your book. Your book is your product, and to be able to market it well, it needs to have a really good cover that fits your genre. It's not a secret that people do judge books by their covers, and you're just going to be so much more likely to sell well if you've taken the time to get a good cover, to write a really good blurb for your book and research other blurbs in your genre and see what is really working well and clicking with your audience. All of that goes into developing your product, which is your book. So it's really important to focus on that and treat it like the product that it is. The next mistake is not talking about the benefits of the book, the emotions of the book, the value of the book. I see it all the time, especially on social media. Buy my book, check out my book. But what is it about? What is it really about? What are people going to learn? What are people going to feel? All of that comes back to knowing your ideal readers, knowing your target readers and what they find the most interesting about your book. This is about researching on social media what your readers are talking about, the books that they love and the aspects of those books that they love. What characters are they drawn to? What emotions are they talking about when they read similar books to yours? You can use all of that to formulate your blurb, your marketing, your social media posts. All of that is really crucial to talk about when you're advertising your book. So focus on your reader and what they need to hear in order to make that purchase, because people want to know what is in it for them. The next one is about paying for promotions too early. And while I think that paid ads can work early on, sometimes I think it's important to have some organic sales first from your social media audience, things like that are naturally finding your book and buying it and reviewing it. If you're paying for ads before there are any reviews, such as on Amazon, for example, there's no social proof when someone comes to that sales page, and they'll probably be less likely to convert. So take the time. Again, this might even go back to number 1 about the launch plan. Have some ARC readers in place that are leaving reviews whenever your book comes out. That way there is some social proof on your Amazon page or your website, which will help those ads convert better. The next few mistakes are going to focus a little bit on social media, with the first one being not social enough. Even though it sounds kind of silly, it's sometimes hard to remember that we actually have to be social on social media and engage with our readers. A lot of us are posting and ghosting. We're posting our picture or TikTok or our reel and then disappearing off the platform and leaving our readers hanging, but also not engaging with new people that could potentially expand our audience. I don't believe in spending hours a day, even hours a week on this, but just a little bit a few times a week can make a big difference. Search for your genre, look at what other readers are posting in your genre and engage with them. authentically. If you like their post, like them, give their stuff a follow, but don't just follow for follows back or leave inauthentic comments for people. But I do think that it's important that we do engage with our audience, and it also gives us a sense of community too. Another mistake related to social media is not making the content that you want to see. Now, this can be a little bit difficult to have an unbiased perspective, but I really do challenge you whenever you make a new video, such as a TikTok or a reel or even a graphic for social media, that you really think, if I saw this from someone else's account, if another author posted this, would this stop my scroll and make me want to engage with this author? Whenever I look back at the graphics I used to make for social media, it is cringeworthy, and I don't know how I ever got likes on them, but that's all part of the journey. We grow, we change, we improve, and so it's okay if your stuff is not perfect. It never will be, but I do think that it's important to really reflect on our content, especially if it's not performing as we hoped it would. Is this the best it can be? Am I really engaging my audience with this? Is my hook in the beginning of this video as good as it could be? Or can you see why people might scroll past it? Use an analytical eye. Remember that part of your business is creating content to market your books. So look at it from an analytical point of view. The next mistake is only focusing on one platform. Now, I don't recommend spreading yourself too thin and trying 100 different platforms at once. Even like 5 is too many, especially when you're first starting out. But I think picking like 2 platforms when you first are starting and then expanding to 3, maybe 4, if it's going well, is where you should be at. But the trend of vertical videos have made it so easy to repurpose, which is actually my next mistake, is not repurposing your video content across platforms, because the reach is just too good to miss out on. So for example, if you film a TikTok video, you can easily repurpose that to Instagram, although you'd want to remove the watermark. There's some different ways you can do that, such as SnapTik as an option, or you can just film the video natively on your phone and then upload it to TikTok and upload it to Instagram. But there's Instagram Reels, there's Facebook Reels, there's YouTube Shorts, there's even Pinterest pins where you can upload vertical videos. So again, I don't recommend trying all of these all at once. Even just repurposing from TikTok to Instagram can save you a lot of time creating content and increase your reach further. Now, one note that I want to make on this is that the same content might not always perform the same on both platforms. They are separate platforms with separate audiences, but you can always experiment and see what works best for your audience on Instagram versus your audience on TikTok, and then tweak from there and see how you do. I tend to post different content on Instagram than when I post on TikTok. I've just found what works on both platforms. So for me, it does involve some creating new content for both platforms. For me, it's worth it in terms of the engagement and sales I get from both platforms, but a lot of authors are having success posting the exact same videos on both. So give it a try and see how you do. The last mistake is not experimenting and trying new things. We have a whole new year ahead of us to try new things and see what sticks for our book. We can really get into a routine of posting the same old marketing content every single week on social media and just get into this comfortable routine where we're not really experimenting anymore. But it is so important to continue trying new things, because even if things are working really well for you right now, you never know when things could change, and you want to have a head start on experimenting with new platforms or trying out new hooks or having experience with other forms of marketing, maybe speaking on a podcast or a blog interview or something like that, writing an email newsletter. All of these things are not things you want to wait until your current marketing plan isn't working. So set a goal for each quarter of the year to try one new thing. And remember that you can't just try it once and say it didn't work. Try something new for a couple months at a time and see how you do. Look at analytics if you can. For example, if you're trying out a newsletter and you're promoting it on social media to get new people on your email list, sending out newsletters monthly or every couple of weeks, look at those open rates, look at those click rates, see if you are able to drive traffic to Amazon or to your website before you throw in the towel on that idea. Especially a lot of marketing strategies that work are long-term strategies that take time to build. So don't throw in the towel too soon as you try new things this year in your marketing strategy. So those are the 10 marketing mistakes that I wanted to recommend that you avoid this year. I definitely have more. So if you want another video like this of more marketing mistakes to avoid, definitely let me know in the comments. And I'd also love to hear what was a mistake that you made when you first started out. I know I mentioned a few mistakes that I've made in this video, and I know that there are many more to come for me. It's just all part of the learning process, but I would love to hear from you about what mistakes you've made as well as an author. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I have lots more coming for this channel. Thanks for watching.